We don't expect when there are challenges such as insecurity that we are experiencing in Laikipia for a government official, as high as the deputy president, to go lamenting on national television and castigating the National Police Service. That is the height of irresponsibility. If you are the deputy president of a country and you stand before television cameras and you start castigating the National Police Service, then you have lost your, let me call it, head. You have completely lost your head. The best thing you should have done was to take off and go home. But since you have got no courage of taking off and going home, we can force you to go home before this 11 months elapse. That we can do. Don't think that taking you home is difficult, Ruto. It's not difficult. You can't be occupying a high office such as that of the DP and you continue to fight the security apparatus. And you sit in the National Security Council. You sit there with the president, with the CDF, with the Director of Intelligence, with everybody else who sits there. And then you go out and start castigating the very, very agencies that are supposed to be supervising. That is the height of responsibility. This new NYS continues to grow into a much bigger institution for the benefit of this country. In fact, I will be suggesting as we move forward that the government needs to introduce the policy that existed earlier on of youth being allowed to join NYS before engaging in other productive activities. Initially, university students would go and undertake an NYS course before joining university. That policy was stopped some time back for a reason I don't know. I think it is high time it was reintroduced, but this time round, not just youth joining university. We should emulate countries such as Israel, where upon attaining the age of majority, every adult youth must undergo a process, a program in an NYS-like institution. Such a policy would help our youth, first of all, to instill discipline in them, but more importantly, to equip them with skills that can make them useful members of society. That's a policy that needs to be reintroduced, and I'm going to champion it. You know me, I don't just talk anyhow. I'm going to champion it from Parliament, so that the NYS can be expanded in terms of capacity, including budgeting, for it to play its rights.
It's not about procurement. National Youth Service is not about those scandals. National Youth Service is about so many other issues. Very nice things. That was just a small part and a terrible past which we don't want to repeat. And I promise myself, and we are working towards that, so that we don't have any of those past mistakes coming up. Because when you talk about corruption and those things, kitu unafanya ni unaumiza hawa vijana. Because those past mistakes have really costed us a lot in terms of budgeting. Parliament does not want to listen to us. But I'm glad that waheshimiwa siku hizi wanatusikiza. Tukisema tunataka pesa, mnatusikiza, so that we can expand and help this youth. Hao ni watoto wetu. Hao ni vijana wetu. So a mistake of one person cannot make others also do what? Suffer.